Guys, welcome on into Three Bowl Takes. I am Freddie, joined by Chase here, and we have another head coaching hire in the SEC to talk about. We're doing every single hire in the SEC today. It's been a big day, a big weekend for the SEC football programs and hiring coaches. And in this one, we're going to talk about Florida hiring Jon Sumrall out of Tulane, which, um, it looks like Tulane's doing the right thing and letting him coach the rest of the year. Ole Miss, not so much. We won't get into that in this video, but that's okay. Um, I don't know about you, Chase, but I think he was the Group of Five head coach that deserved a shot somewhere. Um, Now some people are going to say this is a Billy Napier repeat on going to get a Group of Five head coach that was very successful. I would pump the brakes on that a little bit because Tulane and Louisiana are completely different Group of Five level teams to me. Tulane is like almost ran like a Power Four team. It seems like for the past decade. Um, he's got a lot of ties. He's a very good recruiter. He's a young cat. There's just a lot of things here that I really like about him at Florida. What about you?
I'll tell you this. It absolutely disgusts me what I've seen online about people saying they don't want Summerall. You Florida fans are just absolutely otherworldly. It is horrible to see that. Oh, well, like I saw somebody tweet because John Summerall came down to choosing between Auburn and Florida. And some of the things I saw about Florida, I would have went Auburn if I was him particularly. But
Seriously.
there were some things like I saw a guy tweet. I think one of like the famed fans for Florida. He tweeted out, he's like, "John Summerall already wants you fired. You haven't even been hired yet." And it's like, dude, the thing with Billy Napier was he won at one school and one school only, and he was a good coach, but he wasn't a great coach. I don't think it was your first hire that you wanted, and I think it was kind of a reach a little bit. This guy, he's won in two different programs. He has a total of like I think 11 losses in four. He's 42 and 11 in 4 years of coaching. He's been to I think three conference championships, or this will be his third conference championship this year. Last year in 2024, he lost 5 games. Freddie, man, that's not so great. He lost two of them to Power Five teams in Oklahoma and Kansas State on the road. Both of them top 20 at the time, and lost to
Mm-hmm.
Kansas State by one touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
And that was his first year at the helm, and he had those two games in the first 3 weeks. My goodness, dude, this guy
Yeah.
can win flat out. He is a guy that is going to bring a crazy good defense and hold his team to the highest of standards. This is a home run hire, and I know everybody's worried about a group of six or what. This is the guy. I love Lane Kiffin to death. There's still one thing about Lane Kiffin I haven't seen from him yet, and that's winning the big games. John Sumrall has beaten some Power Four teams at a smaller school with less facilities, with less NIL, the whole nine. John Sumrall can come in and win. You got to give him time. You got to quit hate. You got to quit looking for Urban Meyer or Steve Spurrier. Like Quinn said, if Quinn was on here, he'd tell you right now, Florida, you're not a winning program overall. You are not. You're not. Look, and I love the Florida program. At the end of the day, you should have tempered expectation. You're not in Alabama. You're not a premier school in the SEC. The only reason you've been really good in the last 2 decades is because the end of Steve Spurrier and then the middle of Urban Meyer and Tim Tebow. That's the only reason. Outside of that, you've done absolutely nothing. You've been to a couple of games. You had a couple of solid players that made the draft. That is it. So for you to come in and already think, well, this guy can't win here at Florida, give him DJ Lagway, give him the tools to win at SC school, the money to win. He could definitely win you your state back. My goodness, you haven't won the state, what, 3 years, 4 years? You've let two goofy ACC schools whip up on you, and they can't even win their own conference, much less. It, I am absolutely on top of the world about this hire. I love Florida as a brand, and I love John Summerall as a coach. And I think this is perfection together, right?
I'm gonna be honest with you, and listen, I don't like Scott Strickland. For those of you who don't know, he's the athletic director of Florida. I think he's made absolutely terrible decisions. I think he set back the university plenty of years. For instance, Lane Kiffin was signing with Florida 2 years ago, and Scott Strickland said, "Actually, we want to keep Billy Napier for another year," and that's the reason why Lane Kiffin was not looking to go to Florida for the second time is because of Scott Strickland. However, in his statement regarding this hire, he said it better than anybody I can say, or say myself. And in short, it's not many coaches win big at two different non-Power 5 programs, and even fewer do it as quickly as Jon Sumrall.
Well,
And that's
well,
exactly what you said, Chase. Like this, so could this be Jon Sumrall's Washington for Kalen DeBoer? Because DeBoer was a winning coach everywhere he went before he got to Washington,
well,
and got that team up to playing for a national title. What can Summerall do at Florida? Like this is his first big step, right? And he's got a way better track record than Billy Napier. I think this is a great hire. I do think it's interesting though, and it's just me and how my brain works. So Summerall at Tulane had more connection and ties to Auburn, but he decided to go to Florida. Alex Golesh, who coaches in the state of Florida now, decides to go to Auburn. So it's just kind of interesting to see them two swap when, it kind of may have been a smooth transition for Golesh to go to Florida, Summerall to Auburn, but obviously something drove these two to flip flop. And I think if you're Florida, I agree with everything that you said. You've got to temper expectations. And that's the problem with the transfer portal era is you expect to be able to win so quickly. And that's not the case. Like, yeah, you can go in and do a complete roster flip in a year, but that's not sustained excellence. Like, look at Florida State.
yep,
Like,
yep,
look at your rival here, in-state rival. They're going through the same thing. They had 1 year where they were 13-0, got left out of the college football playoffs, and ever since then, it's been an uphill climb that they cannot sustain. And it's because of the way that they do things. So, if I'm a Florida fan or the administration, I let Summerall build the program the way he wants to. Get your hands out of it. Don't tell him what to do. And part of me's worried that Florida's going to try to control him a little bit because of the Billy Napier experience gone bad.
mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say this, I was not a fan when they hired Billy Napier because I thought if you're the Florida Gators, you don't hire a group of 5 head coach. You go out and get somebody that's proven themselves at a high level. Well, the problem with that is there's not a lot of coaches out there that's been able to do that, right? Like a lot of these coaches that have aren't looking for jobs, period.
Yeah,
And so therefore you will have to go down and to watch what he's done at two different hires or two different places, win conference championships, get to conference championships is more than what Billy Napier did. So for all I agree with you. All the Florida fans that are saying this is stupid, this sucks, like we need to go out and get a big name. You're not a blue blood.
mm-mm.
No matter how much Chase me and you want them to be,
Yep. Come on.
they're not a blue blood. And that's
Mm-mm.
something that you have to come to the realization on. Even for myself, I still think it's one of the more tougher places to play in all the country. Um, but yeah, I think it's a great hire.
Yeah, I think Jon Sumrall brings a level of just excellence to the brand, and that really did kind of throw me off. He coached at Troy. He he went to high school or something, right, in Alabama, I believe it was.
Yes.
I think so. I forget where it's at. He went to school in Alabama somewhere. He ended up going
He
to
was
Kentucky.
from, I think he's from Sparkman High School in Huntsville.
Yeah, he's yeah, I think he's from Huntsville, Alabama, and he had the Auburn. I was very surprised he didn't take the Auburn one. Maybe there's more money in Florida or something like that, or maybe there's less of a hold on him from the boosters and administration about him than there would be because Auburn and Florida both have those kind of leashes on their coaches a lot of the times. Hey, we're boosters, we're putting in this much money, we get this much say, kind of a deal. So maybe Florida is kind of like laid back a little bit with that. I don't know. But I really love Jon Summerall again. A+ higher. Again, Goalish in him, 1A, 1B in my mind, but man, Summerall, like this is the dream. You give him 4 to 5 years, and I think he is turning you into at least he's had you in the playoffs 3 times by then and probably played for an SEC championship at this point. You got to remember, this isn't the American Conference. This isn't the ACC or whatnot. He's not going to be able to come in and absolutely run the table and be in the championship game every year. Like he's got to get past Georgia. He's got to get past like an Alabama, a Texas. Like there's a lot of good teams since you've fallen off. Like I don't know if you're in the top half of teams right now in the SEC, like as Florida. And so you got to work your way back up. You're not just going to be automatically a top 3 team looking at a SEC championship. And if you are, man, count your blessings because he probably won't be there that much longer after that. So I love it. A+.
Yeah. And going back to what we said, he was born in Texas, but he grew up in Huntsville. He is in, fun fact, the Madison County Sports Hall of Fame. So fun fact there for
Oh,
you Alabamians.
I actually did not know that. Come on, Freddie, drop some
Yeah,
knowledge on
yeah.
me down.
Obviously he did play linebacker at Kentucky, if you didn't know as well, and got injured. That's the reason why his playing career ended. Uh,
Apparently, I saw a thing like a couple years ago. I think it might have been the time that Mark Stoops was thinking about the Texas A&M job, maybe or something. But he was hoping to get a call from Kentucky to coach his alma mater,
yeah,
and so that's very interesting. If Jon Sumrall was at Kentucky,
dude, what a bullet Texas A&M dodged! Holy cow, that's a
golly.
different topic for a different video.
Yeah, that is. I've
Wow.
been thinking about that a lot lately. But yeah, different topic.
Cool. Well, guys, I appreciate you watching. I'm Freddie, been joined by Chase. 3 bold takes. We're out. We're going to give you some more coaching news. Stay tuned for that.